Welcome to a new video. It's gonna be a little bit different one from previous ones. You know me, it's always adventure, travel, blah 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 and all that good stuff. But we want to talk about something special. It's been happening on the news here in the Philippines. And like you can see in the title, Philippines did it again. We're the world's best in some things, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later because we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things going on in the country. So, well, the first thing I would say is, of course, the typhoon. I hope everyone is okay, safe and sound. Tisoy, I think it was called, passed over Bicol area now through Luzon. So hopefully everybody's okay. And here in Cebu City, it's been raining quite a bit. Look at this, so gloomy and dark. Shout out to everybody in the SEA games representing the Philippines. I think you guys are dominating from the last numbers I looked at. The highest amount of golds, medals, whatever. So congratulations on that as well. Now what's coming up in my life is that we're still here in this beautiful house. We're gonna be leaving soon. I've been renting my room there for almost 2 years now, but the owner is gonna renovate it and we have to leave this place, unfortunately. But it's also gonna be good to relocate to a new place, which we really like to get out of the city for at least a couple of months. Now Sherlyn is downtown doing some work. I also want to say a big thanks to people reacting to my previous video. If you want to see it, it's linked up here. And just before I did that hike, I met up with Brett, but unfortunately we couldn't do anything together because he was having his injury. Brett!
What's up, guys?
Fighter boy 2.5, so to speak.
2 for 5.
Well, what are you up to in the next few days, Brett?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be chilling here for the next 24 hours, and then I think I'm probably just gonna catch a bus towards Cagayan, back where I live.
Fighter Boys 3 coming soon, we hope. We're working on it.
Soon.
And speaking about injury, I went to Mount Apo to overcome one of mine because for 17 years I have been dealing with pain. Every step that I take, every time I wake up, I have a pain in my legs. So doing the Mount Apo hike was something mentally and physically, of course, to overcome a threshold in my life to kind of set that back and move on. And as you can see, still a bunch of boxes and things laying around. It's taking its time to pack everything and organize and deciding what we're gonna keep and leave and give and sell perhaps. So that's still in the works. But speaking about packing, we did find a place and a location we really want to move to. That's gonna be coming up probably in 1 or 2 months because we might be doing some other projects in the meanwhile before we can relocate. Now it's very likely we're gonna be relocating somewhere here in Cebu because I find that it has the most variety of things in a small cramped place. For example, here we got all the islands, the beaches, the diving, the waterfalls, kind of in the same area. So it's very nice and handy to be living in that part. And one of the nicest things about living here in Cebu City is that it only takes you about 2 hours to drive south to Mobile, for example. It's one of my favorite places here in Cebu because there's so many things to do around that area. Just like this weekend, me and Sherlyn, we went down there for 2 days, drove 2 hours. By the way, always drive very early, 4 a.m. so you skip the traffic. And we did some free diving and scuba diving. How cool is that, being able to go from a huge city like Cebu and then going down for the weekend and do that. By the way, check out this cup someone gave me, I forgot. Sunsets are proof that no matter what happens, every day can end beautifully. Now we have 2 things coming up in the agenda in the next coming days. I have a YouTube event here in Cebu City that I'm attending to do like a speak or Q&A or something for content creators. So if you're invited to that event, I'll see you guys around there. And then on the December 15 or 16, we're gonna be picking up a new special member to the family. Adulting is done. All right, so the video title. Philippines this year at the World Tourism Awards got voted the best diving destinations in the whole world. Sorry, I thought that was someone's coming. So once again, this beautiful country has been ranked #1 in something. You know, we always get the islands and the beaches and stuff like that, but finally it's been recognized as the best in diving. And it's pretty cool because, and it kind of strange for me personally, I'm always getting more and more into diving, and you know, these days that's the only thing I can think about, whether it comes to free diving or scuba. Something around the ocean here is just so beautiful and magnificent, and if you've never done any of these things, put it out to your agenda, make up some time, and you know, try it. You just gotta try it. And you can even start with just free diving, because once you start free diving, you get into that, you know, the depths, and you see something very special you don't see in your normal daily lives, you know. And rewinding back, I've always been fond of swimming and diving because if you're Icelander like me, we actually learn how to swim before we learn how to walk. They throw us babies into a swimming pool while we're babies, when we can't walk, so we swim. So now I did learn scuba diving many years ago in Thailand, and I never really got into love with the sport. And I was always thinking why I never really pursued this sport until I came to the Philippines. And the main reason is that, you know, the diving locations and the places here is just, it's unbelievable. We have everything here, and you know, it's so nice to see, you know, this on the breaking news. I know it wasn't today, it was a couple of days ago, because you know, the video gets uploaded later and all that, but it's nice to be and see that recognized. And I know some numbers and statistics, like this year there's 300,000 divers came to the Philippines, and I just think that number is gonna grow and grow and grow. And speaking about growth, free diving is a sport that is really blowing up here, and I've seen it for the past 2 years, especially here in Visayas. It's almost like everybody's doing it these days. Earlier this year we went to a couple of dive shows in Manila, and you know, the people that came up to us and knew us, they were like 90% of them were free divers, so we can really get that feeling and vibes that, you know, that's the next big thing as well. And there's a good reason for that, because it's so much accessible everywhere you go. You know, Batangas, and of course here in Visayas, it's huge. You know, Bohol is known as the free diving capital in the country, so it's a really awesome evolution of new sport and activities that's popping up here in the country. And I've even seen a couple of tours that are going in Palawan, for example. Now the tour operators are bringing free diving fins with them and teaching them. So it's a really cool scenery that's going on. And also regarding diving, it's a pretty big story how me and Shirley and Matt will maybe do a video about that later. I also think Philippines would never get this award if like the government and the DOT and all those guys are doing good things regarding like marine protection and certain location of the country. So big shout out to those guys for doing a phenomenal job transitioning from all the, you know, practices that have been happening for many decades and into becoming, you know, world leading diving destination. And you know, those guys, they should be proud of themselves. However, I have to send a message regarding marine protection and conservation here in the Philippines. For example, I've been in over 50 islands in Palawan, and it's very unfortunate to see how much of the reefs have been destroyed due to illegal practices. And even here in Cebu, in the diving capital in North Cebu, Malapascua, there was a lot of dynamite fishing, and you know, these things still occur, and it's just something that needs to be worked on, both for everyone's safety and livelihoods. There's also another huge issue, probably bigger than all these illegal practices, actually way bigger problem, and that is the Crown of Thorn outbreaks. I made a documentary about that.
Nasa state of calamity ang bayan ng Kulasi sa Antique.
Starfish na ito, kung tawagin Crown of Thorns.
That was quite shocking. Pretty much the whole reef was ruined. If you want to see it, you can click up here. There's an outbreak of starfish species all over the Philippines that's, you know, destroying the reefs. And good example of that is Apo Reef. It's been under attack now. I'm recently a part of a Facebook community of divers, and you know, that's where we get a lot of reports what's going on. And some of them have been posting pictures of Apo Reef, one of the gems for diving in the Philippines, and it's being destroyed as we speak by this Crown of Thorns. And we just wish that something more is being done, because right now I've only seen private businesses, some local, some foreigners attacking the problem and trying to clean up the Crown of Thorns. But we need to bring everybody together to fight this outbreak, especially Apo Reef. I mean, people are paying high monies just to enter the park. a fee that goes into marine protection, yet there's nothing being done. So where's this marine park fee going to? So with that said, I hope everyone can bring everything more together, because I believe with this award and the stuff that I've seen here, the goods and the bads, like I believe this place could be the top diving destinations in the world. And with that said, we need to protect those assets, or you Philippines has to protect those assets, because they're probably more valuable than we all realize. So that is it from this video. I hope this kind of under the radar news helped you discover something cool about the Philippines and getting some good news instead of all the, what we see typically in the politics and all those boring, you know, life wasting time reading news articles. This is a good one. So I thought I'd share that, and I hope you enjoyed this short update video. All right, until next time, peace out.